Tonight, you are not simply falling asleep. You are engaging the sacred chamber where your destiny is constructed. The words you permit into your mind before slumber determine what forcefully awakens in your life. This is not casual noise passing through your consciousness without consequence. This is the builder of destinies. Every single thought is a brick, a pillar, a command. As your conscious guard retreats, as the noise of the day fades into a whisper, I speak directly to the hidden, tireless architect within, your subconscious mind. What I plant in this fertile hour takes root immediately, installing not just fleeting thoughts, but permanent mental programming. Wealth, unwavering belief, and the bold courage. You are seeking a fortune that multiplies in silence, and the freedom to awaken when you choose, not when an alarm demands a portion of your soul. Listen now, not as one who wishes, who hopes, or who merely attends, but as one who decides, who draws a line in the sand and declares, here, the old man dies. The law is absolute. When your beliefs shift, your identity changes. And when your identity changes, when you possess that new, unshakable core, the entire world bows to you as a master, never again as a beggar. What you think of most with persistent faith becomes your reality. What you hear most with intensity and raw emotion becomes your nature. I offer you a system of reconditioning so precise it cannot fail. Repetition is the grinding tool, faith is the purifying fire, and the subconscious mind is the field where your future is sown. You're not falling asleep. You're deliberately, powerfully installing a new self. That new self shall rise wealthy. This is not flowery language. This is not poetry. It is law. The subconscious mind, your ultimate servant, never closes its doors. While your body rests, while your limbs are still, your deeper self remains alert, obedient, and absorbing. It remains vigilant, listening to the last thoughts you feed it, and it does not discriminate. It will multiply and act on whatever you transmit, riches or ruin, truth or lie. If you retire each night consumed by anxiety, confusion, or the fear of unpaid debt, you are commanding the invisible force that builds your future to construct failure. And it will obey without question, for it lacks moral judgment. But if you begin tonight to fall asleep with courage in your chest, faith in your belly, and purpose in your voice, you command the subconscious to build entirely in your faith. It is your repeated thought charged with unyielding belief and handed it to your deeper mind with feeling that makes the command undeniable. This is the sacred science of autosuggestion. It is the physics of personal power. The same law that builds muscle through repeated motion in the gym builds fortune through repeated thought in the silence. That which is impressed upon the mind with belief and persistence becomes fact, becomes permanent, just as surely as the sun rises in the east. Therefore, you must regard this as your sacred hour. Guard this window ruthlessly. Speak nothing negative before you sleep. Hear nothing vague. Do not entertain fear. Do not allow criticism, and do not permit complaint. Only purpose, only power, only the vision of wealth shall enter your mind now. Place your faith on the pillow beside you. Wrap yourself in definiteness, that unyielding clarity of aim, and surrender your will only to right thought. This precise message is to be repeated night after night, week after week, until you no longer recognize the old, hesitant version of yourself. Do not question the soil. Do not pluck the seed to see if it grows. Let it work. Trust the infallible law. Fall asleep now, not as a victim of chance, not as a casualty of circumstance, but as the builder of your fortune. Drift as a commander. This invisible self-executing force is called cosmic habit force. It works upon all men equally. It makes permanent that which is repeated. If your dominant thought is doubt, the law will fix it, entrenching it until you see limitation in every opportunity. If your dominant thought is wealth, the law is compelled. Wealth shall take root in your identity and pull its physical equivalent into your world. You must build the inner, unshakable castle of conviction before the world will allow you to possess the outer palace of fortune. You are laying stones with thought, night by night, by the tireless mason of repetition. You are building a wealthy identity every day, every night, without fail. This is how the old man is buried and the new man rises. Hand your problem, your highest desire, your most vexing question to your deeper self. Expect ideas, expect guidance, expect strength to follow through. Feed him purpose, and he will construct wealth. Though that's the... Now claim the precise commands to build this identity. Say them with finality. Whisper them with fire. I am the master of my thoughts. I create wealth through belief and action. Infinite intelligence guides my steps and supplies my needs. Let them echo in your sleep. Let them be louder than the doubts of 10,000 men. There is no replacement for discipline, no substitute for persistent planting. You must water the mind with these words until the knowledge moves from rote memory into instinct, until you no longer try to believe them. You are them. Even your sleep must be a productive labor, following the deep wisdom of the Edison method of expected invention. Drift now with the firm knowledge that something far greater than you is working on your behalf, guided by your faith, your repetition, and your decision to never return to the old way again. That is not a promise. That is the indestructible law. A drifting mind is a doomed mind. Drifting is the devil's playground where hesitation is amplified and purpose is silenced. Definite thought is God's workshop. The definite man does not waffle. He does not pause. He decides, commands, and achieves, and the world steps aside for him. You must speak your chief aim aloud. You must write it with your own hand, and you must declare it with the conviction of a king. The man who is definite may be resisted temporarily, but he is never defeated. Every night, you must see your aim. Picture it in vivid detail. Hear the sounds of your success. Taste the reward in advance. Take your definite chief aim, write it with your own hand. This binds the thought with motion and emotion. And speak it aloud with the burning certainty of faith. This repetition carves an indelible groove in your inner mind, shaping a deeper channel for wealth to flow without obstruction. The subconscious mind, your ultimate engineer, will obey the loudest voice. Make absolutely certain that voice is definite, not doubt. I warn you, wealth and fear cannot share the same bed. Fear is the great saboteur, and it must be expelled utterly. You are haunted by the 6 ancient ghosts, the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These fears are a prison without bars, because the bars exist within the very structure of your mind. The subconscious will not question these fears. It accepts them as commands, and it will build your world according to that fearful blueprint. You have the spiritual authority to cast them out. Fear cannot dwell in a mind that is full of definiteness, faith, and right action. When you hear fear telling you to hesitate to be realistic or to doubt your capabilities, you must silence it with instant, decisive command. You do not negotiate with it. You drive it out with fire. You must immediately affirm, I release the fear of poverty. I was born rich in thought. I do not fear criticism. I walk my own path with calm conviction. But remember, it is not enough merely to remove the fear. You must immediately replace it. Fill the void with purpose and power. The subconscious has no choice but to obey the new master, the one who speaks faith without apology or compromise. Your environment is either reinforcing your attraction or interrupting it. There is no neutral ground. The right association multiplies your harvest tenfold. This alignment of focused minds is the mastermind principle. When 2 minds unite in harmony toward a definite purpose, they generate a third, greater mental power. You are never alone in your journey, but you must choose your mental companions with the discipline of a sovereign. Call upon your invisible counselors, the great minds of the past like Lincoln, Edison, and Carnegie, and let their guidance become your nightly nourishment, eliminating the chatter of the aimless and the gossip that weakens belief. Riches flee from minds in chaos, contradiction, and confusion. Your thoughts, words, and actions must align in faith and purpose. Riches reward the calm, the stable, the principled. Final law, the supreme law of life. You receive an exact measure to what you give. If you chase riches without a profound sacred purpose, they will curse you. When you align your riches with service to mankind, with the relentless creation of value that benefits others, you invoke the highest law that returns your effort multiplied. You must command money for a sacred mission, not for comfort alone. I demand unlimited wealth because I am prepared to give unlimited value. This must be your constant, repeated declaration until your subconscious accepts no other version of you, but the one who finishes. Knowledge without use is dust. You must transform thought into action. The world rewards movement. Faithful, prompt, unwavering action. A definite decision made today carries more power than a perfect plan that takes a year. You must declare, I do not delay truth. I obey it instantly. Speed is power. Purpose is fuel. Your results multiply when your decisions are swift. Action is the soul of faith. Movement creates momentum. You will no longer drift. You will obey. You will repeat until your future obeys you. Your greatest inheritance is identity and discipline. You are the hinge upon which your bloodline swings open or shut. If you remain indecisive, your children will inherit your limitation. Weakness is not an accident, it is an inheritance. You must rise today, so your children shall not fall tomorrow. Sacrifice now, not for yourself, but for your bloodline. You are the master of your thoughts. You are the commander of your destiny. Final affirmation. I will not drift. I command my thoughts. I serve purpose, not pleasure. I build for bloodline. I break the chain. Repeat this oath and let it silence every excuse. The clock is watching. Your name is waiting. Your legacy is listening. Go now. Choose the sentence. Repeat it tonight. Repeat it every night, and let your whole life obey it.